Final thoughts. Last time now we get to talk in a live capacity for a full-length show and tell you what we think about week 4 for the college football season. We're going to just kind of call our shot a little bit here. Typically, I'll give you just like a fleeting thought or something to think about or whatever it is, but like we're going to kind of call our shot here a little bit. College football sickos, make sure to subscribe right here to the On3 YouTube channel. Want to make sure y'all know this show is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Daily fantasy made easy to play, easy to understand. All you got to do, put 2 or more player projections together, pick the more or less on those projections. You got yourself a lineup. Feel free to follow us or fade us on my socials at JD Pickell, Instagram and Twitter. I post a lot of plays over there. Using code HARDCOUNT, a great way to support the show. $5 in lineups played. Even if you lose, $50 in promo funds when you use code HARDCOUNT at prizepicks.com. I think we leave this weekend saying USC is the second best team in the Big Ten. Like, I think they go out to the Big House. I think they have a tremendous showing defensively. And I think that offense is humming. I think we're like, okay, like, hey, Lincoln Riley and co., they could be in the college football playoff. And I think we're all sort of holding our breath a little bit right now because of, the LSU game was close, and LSU didn't look amazing in South Carolina, and they were on a bye last week, and they only beat Utah State the week before. And so it's like, I understand all that, and there's going to be a lot of, I think, detractors if they do take care of business against Michigan and say, well, hey, it's not last year's team. I understand that. But put this last year's USC team out there against this current Michigan team, they would get ragdolled. They would get body bagged by this Michigan team if they had last year's unit out there defensively. If they go out and beat Michigan and have a strong showing defensively, I'm not worried about the who's playing quarterback thing for Michigan. In fact, them having Alex Orji at Michigan, I think even doubles down on the idea that if you're able to match up in the trenches and play good football on the defensive line and that front seven, like, that should validate a lot of what we believe about USC. I'm not telling you they win the whole darn thing. I'm not telling you USC is a finished product defensively. But if they go out there and do what I think they're going to do to Michigan, put some respect on USC's name. Put them at that 2 spot in the Big Ten. I know Oregon's going to be there. I know that Penn State's still trending a good direction. But like USC, 2 pretty validating filters between LSU and Michigan. Go ahead and put them in that 2 spot. I think this week now also verifies everything we've sort of already believed about Nico Iamaleava. And it's one thing to do it against NC State and Chattanooga and Kent State and all that. That's all well and good. But, like, I think now when he goes out and balls out against Oklahoma, there's not going to be any more, yeah, but it was neutral site. Yeah, but it was a G5. Yeah, but it was NC State. No. Go to Oklahoma, and if you take care of business against that defense, say what you want about the offense for Oklahoma. They're going to figure it out. They're still putting those pieces together. That defense is salty. Salty outfit. 79% production back from a year ago. They're going to bring the juice when it comes to applying pressure. They're going to be very complex in their scheme. I promise you, Norman, Oklahoma will be on fire for Josh Heupel's return. Like, this is the game now where I don't want to hear any yeah buts around Nico. When he does his thing, make sure that we come back to this discussion and verify everything that we believe he is. It's early on, but we're going to have a lot to talk about with him and where he stands in that Heisman conversation. Not big on Heisman combos in week 4, but I'm just saying that would put him in a different tier in terms of how we perceive him. Here's just a simple one for you. I think Auburn beats Arkansas. Thought about doing a game prediction for this one. Taylon Green, the quarterback for Arkansas, if I'm an Auburn fan, makes me nervous. I feel a lot better about this game if I'm an Auburn fan that it's at Jordan-Hare. But, like, Hank Brown, new quarterback for Auburn, I was on the train of give Peyton Thorne more time. Hugh Freeze essentially said we're too good to not have a guy at quarterback that can deliver the football to our playmakers, is essentially what I believe he is saying by rolling with Hank Brown here. Hank Brown, now you check his socks. They are soaking wet, soggy feet against New Mexico. You love to see it. I think he goes out and has a day against Arkansas. Arkansas defensively, that secondary, a little bit suspect. Not 100% sure about them right now. They allowed 3 touchdowns through the air against UAB. Kind of played with their food against UAB as well. Alan Bowman from Oklahoma State threw for over 300. There's some yards to be had there. So the Prize Picks number for Hank Brown, his passing yard total is at 227.5 yards. I'll take the more there for what I just said. I don't trust that secondary from Arkansas. The playmakers at Auburn, I think, are powder kegs that are just waiting to really find their stride. So I think he has a day. I think he hits the more on that total. We'll go ahead and pair it with the Caleb Williams free square. Using code HARDCOUNT now, $5 in promo funds, or $5 in lineups, gets you $50 in promo funds just for playing. So I'll say this, we're hot on Prize Picks right now, and that's the play that we like a lot this week. I've said this for the better part of the last, I suppose it's been the entire week, but like this is the part of the year now where maybe we don't know who all the big dogs are. Maybe it's not a thing where we know who's winning the national championship. But this is the week now where some fakes get exposed. Okay? This is the week. If you don't know who you are through 16 quarters of football, you may not like the answer you arrive at. At 16 quarters, you start to take identity. You start to solidify culture. Leadership steps up. You provide tendencies. Like this is kind of the part of the year where you start to find your footing. And if you don't have your footing through 16 quarters, hate to break it to you, the next 16 quarters are not going to be that enjoyable. So that is what it is. There's some exceptions to every rule, but that's kind of how I feel about that one.